Today is World Consumer Rights Day. It's a day when consumers throughout the world celebrate their struggle for consumer justice, consumer protection, and consumer empowerment. The theme for World Consumer Rights Day 2022 is Fair Digital Finance. While digital services have certainly brought many conveniences to consumers, such as purchasing online and banking online, digital services have also brought risks. One of the greatest risks that consumers face is the increase in scams. According to the police, between 2019 and 2020, consumers have lost an estimated 541.8 million ringgit. Today, we will be having a presentation on banking scams by Puan Marina Baharuddin, Chief Executive Officer of the Ombudsman of Financial Services. Puan Marina will be sharing on 4 important aspects of banking scams. What are banking scams? Why do consumers fall for banking scams? And most importantly, what can consumers do to protect themselves against banking scams? And finally, if you are a victim, what can you do? Over to you, Puan Marina.
Thank you, Dr. Paul, and Assalamualaikum, and good day to all of you. In the era of digital banking, consumer has shifted their preference to using online banking for payment or transfer of funds, etc. The increased use of online banking saw consumers fall prey to financial scams. So what is a financial scam? A financial scam occurs when scammers get hold of your personal banking information, such as username, passwords, personal identification number, or PIN, through various means, such as telephone calls, emails, social media platforms, with the intention to siphon money from the account. Now, there are many types of banking scams, and the most common are phone scams, and where the scammers would impersonate as a person of authority from the police department, from the tax department, Central Bank of Malaysia, to instill fear in the victim that they are involved in illegal activities such as money laundering or having an outstanding credit card, which the victim never applied for, or most recently, the alleged insurance claim on policies that one never owned. So the objective is to put pressure on the victim into revealing their banking credentials. And with these banking credentials, the fraudsters are able to transfer money into an account, which is usually a mule account. Now, what is a mule account? A mule account is a bank account that belongs to a legitimate customer who allows the fraudster to use it, usually in exchange for cash. So a word of caution, please do not allow your account to be used as a mule account because it's illegal, all right? Now, the second scam is a phishing scam. This is another method employed by the fraudsters to trick their victim into revealing the banking credentials through a bogus link or a bogus website. Now, usually these websites are designed as though it looks like a genuine bank's website. And these emails will be sent to the consumer, to the victims, requesting them to update their information in the bank. And this unsuspecting victim, thinking that it's from the bank, would click onto the link, and this link will bring them to a fraudulent site. And with all the informations being, banking credentials being entered into that site, the fraudsters are able to phish such information and thereafter perform multiple fund transfers. Now, the other type of scam, which is very, very interesting and it's quite rampant nowadays, is the online purchase scams. This is when victims receive offer on products or services at unbelievably low price. For example, a purchase of a latest iPhone at a very low price and with great benefits and features. Now, in this instance, the seller will usually ask the victims to download a link or an app in order to make payment. Now, these apps are usually designed with a malware to steal online banking and credit card information. And usually these apps are not downloaded via Google Play or App Store. So once the victim downloads such apps and enters all the credit card information, online banking information, the fraudsters are able to use that information, to perform transactions. So be very careful when you purchase anything. Please make sure you check the background of the seller. All right. This can also happen, recently, where people ask for donation. Do also check background of, the organization requesting for donation. The same tactics are being employed by this group of people. All right. And I will go on to the scratch and win scam. And such scams are usually targeted at very vulnerable consumers who are usually elderly. And these are face-to-face scams where this person will be loitering around the car parks of hypermarkets, supermarkets, targeting, vulnerable, persons and telling them that they have won a prize, such as a car, and then on top of that, they also win some form of cash or in terms of gold. So what happened was the fraudster would drive the victims to a nearest bank, and before that, he will tell the victim that you need to surrender your debit card or credit card, and you have to give me the PIN in order to claim the prizes, the cash prizes or gold. So usually they will drive to the nearest bank, and with the card and PIN, all right, the fraudsters would go to the bank, leaving the victim in the car, and he will withdraw, money, all right, and abscond, leaving the victim in the lurch. All right, so be very careful. All right, if you have got any, elderly, relatives, warn them. All right, not to entertain. All right, such people. Now, why do people fall for scams? All right, firstly, it's the lack of awareness. People are unaware of tactics employed by scammers in tricking them into revealing the banking credentials. And some of them may think that scams will never happen to them or their family. In reality, scams can happen to anyone regardless of age and background. Scammers also take advantage of consumers who are naive and vulnerable, and they will most likely fall to the scare tactics, right? Now, during this period of uncertainty, many have suffered loss of jobs, salary cuts amid the pandemic, and out of desperation, people sought instant financial fix. Some fell for bogus job offers and cash prizes that are too good to be true. So be very, very, very careful. Additionally, scammers are getting more skillful and smarter and they use a variety of techniques and technologies to lure more victims. They constantly also do their R&D, all right? So be very careful. Now, moving on, I would like to share some case studies on scams. Now, the first case involves Danny, all right? Just a disclaimer. The names mentioned in these case studies are fictitious to protect the identity of scam victims. Now, Mr. Danny here received a call from a stranger claiming that the OTP one-time password number was wrongly sent to his mobile phone. So Danny, without thinking, had forwarded the one-time password to this particular stranger. Soon after, his bank had sent him several SMS stating that several transactions were made, transfer of funds were made, and he felt suspicious and contacted his bank and to block his account. So the bank informed him that there were several transactions transferred out of his savings account, and the bank tried to recover this money from the third-party account, but unfortunately the money has been withdrawn almost immediately. All right, so there's nothing the bank can do for him. Danny came to us, the Ombudsman for Financial Services. We looked through the case, we investigated, and we found that Danny had at his own volition shared the OTP that has got nothing to do with him to a stranger, and because of that, the fraudsters are able, with that OTP, they are able to perform transactions from his account. So very unfortunate in this instance, the bank is unable to recover the money, and very unfortunate, Danny's claim at OFS is unsuccessful. On the second case, now this is a case involving Lisa. Lisa has a Facebook friend, and she received a message from her friend at her Facebook Messenger account, so requesting for a phone number. Now again, Lisa didn't think about it. Yes, this is a message from a friend through Messenger. She revealed her handphone number. All right. Soon after that, she received a promotion or an advertisement, stating that she had won some money, right, through the Facebook Messenger. And she was, in order to claim the prize, she was asked to provide her credit card details. So again, without thinking, she gave all the details, including the OTPs that she received from her handphone. Soon after, Lisa received several text messages on the multiple transactions performed on her credit card, and she called her friend, shared the, asked her why did she ask for such information, and her friend told her that in fact her friend's Facebook has been hacked. Right, and she never sent any request for her phone number, because they were friends. They would have known, each other's phone number. Why should she ask for a phone number? So upon realizing this, Lisa contacted her bank to block her credit card. Several transactions have already been made from her credit card, and very unfortunate, the bank couldn't do a chargeback to recover the money, because these transactions were made on a secured platform of a particular merchant, where the OTP is required to be authenticated before it is approved. So for Danny, unfortunately, he came to us, to OFS, and we have investigated into his complaint. All right, we found, for Lisa, we found that she has actually revealed all her banking credentials, and that enabled the fraudsters to perform transactions. It's very unfortunate again that Lisa's claim was unsuccessful. So the key takeaways from these two cases is that the chances of recovering monies arising from scams are very, very, very slim. All right, because this is because monies that has already been transferred out of the account are usually withdrawn within seconds or within minutes, even before the consumer realized such scams. So only a handful of cases where consumers successfully obtain partial refund, and this would depend on the facts and circumstances of the case, such as whether the money is still in the third party or mule account. So in most cases, the chances of recovery is very slim, right? So now, how do you avoid being scammed? Now, we cannot stress enough to consumers the importance of safeguarding their banking credentials, such as user ID, password, PIN. Now, do not reveal such banking credentials to anyone. The authorities or bank officials will never request for such information. For your internet banking, please choose a very strong password and do change your password regularly. If you receive any SMS or calls giving you an one-time transaction or transaction authorization code, which is not related to your genuine transaction, please ignore it. And do not reveal such OTP and tag to anyone. Yeah. Also beware of calls from unknown numbers or emails. All right. You hang up on such calls and never respond to such emails. Avoid opening suspicious emails or links. Do not download, again, I repeat, dubious apps. All right, check the background of the seller, right? And if you come across any advertisements that are too good to be true, pause and think. All right, nothing comes for free. So lastly, be cautious as to whom you befriend also on social media platforms. Now, what to do if you're scammed? First of all, don't panic. Contact your bank immediately to block your banking account or credit card to prevent further losses from your account, okay? It is also good that you file a police report, right? And also keep all relevant documents or evidence relating to the scam, yeah? Now, if you have any dispute with your bank, right? Firstly, you must file a formal complaint with your bank on your losses, yeah, on the scam. And if you are not satisfied with the outcome of your complaint with the bank, all right, please, you can file lodge your dispute with us, that is the Ombudsman for Financial Services, and we will investigate into your claim thoroughly and fairly. Now, I'd like to share a bit of background as to whom we are. All right, the Ombudsman for Financial Services is an alternative dispute resolution body set up to resolve disputes between financial consumers and the banks and insurance companies or members who are licensed and approved by Bank Negara Malaysia. Now, the OFS was appointed as an operator of the Financial Ombudsman Scheme pursuant to the Financial Services Act 2013 and Islamic Financial Services Act 2013. Now, if you are an individual or small business who uses financial products or services provided by the financial services providers, you are eligible to file a claim or dispute at the OFS. At OFS, we handle direct financial losses up to 250,000 ringgit, and our services are free for financial consumers. So for more information, please log on to our website at ofs.org.my or visit our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So to sum it up, all right, my advice to you is that, please be very, very careful, safeguard your banking credentials and never reveal your banking credentials to anyone. Okay, so before I end my session, a warm greetings on the World Consumer Rights Day to all of you. Be aware and be a responsible consumer. Protect yourself from scammers. #lindungi diri anda daripada scammer. With that, I thank you.